What's going on, good people? Let me verify that I can be heard. It is a setup Sunday night. We're going to see if we can jump back into the plan of getting this back available for our people. So let's make sure that we are up. Let's turn on the camera. What's going on, good people? Martina Overton here, your brand master, your cash flow queen, founder of the Youth Lifestyle Training, Hire Your Kids Legal Tax Hack. So let me go ahead and roll these credits really quickly so we can jump right over into Setup Sunday's content for tonight. First and foremost, let us give it up for the 11 p.m. Setup Sunday. Let us give it up for your girl, Martina Overton, brand master, coming on here naked, right? After an amazing weekend at an event in Raleigh, North Carolina. We actually summed up, finished up that event on yesterday. And we had an amazing time. And during my speaking slot, it felt like we were running a little bit behind schedule. And I actually knew that the information that we were supposed to cover was much more key to what the people were there for. So I hurried along my segment, but I really honestly felt like I was shorting the people. And I said, you know what? Because I do feel a little bit like I'm shorting the people, let me go ahead and restart my Setup Sunday nights, and let me go ahead and bring this information to the field, to the people, so that they can get this information that they actually missed out on if they didn't attend the event or if they didn't see the live stream. Speaking of the live stream, let me do a little something here, and let me go ahead and obviously request you guys come on into the room and let me know what city and state that you are chiming in from, so that I can welcome you, so that I can shout you out, so I can say, hey, y'all, on a 11 p.m. Setup Sunday night call. But while you guys are doing that, give me the opportunity to pull up onto my screen a little bit of shout out, a little bit of accolade for my youth lifestyle trainee who literally did her thing at this event. So let me pull that up larger on the screen and let me run through a couple of these slides. So we held this event in Raleigh, right, on yesterday, and I was hoping I'd be able to get these to come up a little bit larger on the screen. It doesn't look like they're going to work with me in that capacity. Let me try one more time. Nope. Let's see here. The album is saved. No, I'm not trying to edit the album. All right, so now let me see. There we go. So get them to come up a little bit larger. So there is my youth lifestyle trainee, Miss Genesis Joy herself. And she was there at the event working as a youth lifestyle trainee and earning her wages inside of my home-based business, okay? And so she was there making edits and changes and assisting me with running the StreamYard as well as the PowerPoint and ensuring that everything flowed the way that it needed to flow for this event. And so excuse me, here she is taking some images of the room during the setup when we were getting everything up and running and getting everything set up before the participants entered the room, and doing her job, you know, making sure that she captured a lot of these images, captured the information where I was getting set up for the stream. Again, captured the DJ even setting up for what he was doing. And then she did take during the conference a few of the snapshots to show that the attendants were there. And also some of the images that she was able to capture really quickly with one of our other speakers, Ms. Phyllis Darden, and the actual host of the event, Gerald W. Parker. And then she captured some other images of the participants there. And as you see, we were both over there in the corner running the stream and working the stream. We were able to get a couple of other images from people who were in the audience, who were in attendance there, taking some of the pictures. And as you see, even during my presentation, she's over checking the feed, making sure everything is going well with the feed, while other presenters were there as well, because we were dual streaming, okay? not only were we streaming to social media, we were streaming into groups, we were streaming into Facebook, we were streaming into YouTube, into Facebook groups, and she was able to capture it all. And then tonight, just some images of me setting up and getting ready for my keynote. So everybody give it up to little Miss Genesis Joy doing her job on, I kid you not, on this weekend. She did an amazing job. What's going on, Miss Sheila Mack out of Charlotte, North Carolina? So good to see you, my friend. So just wanted to share a little bit of that with you from the event, but specifically for my speaking slot, we were not able, or I felt like I was not able to cover in as depth as I would have wanted to the information about how some startup or struggling entrepreneurs are really becoming organized right now with their plan of action. So we opened up the group, and I really wanted to talk about the mindset of what it takes to get from point A to point Z. And the best way to do that, of course, is by having a plan. You can't go from the East Coast to the West Coast, or you shouldn't go from the East Coast to the West Coast without GPS, Atlas, Google Maps, Waze, something to help you get from point A to point Z. And that is what I really wanted to take an opportunity tonight and actually discuss with you guys. So for quite a bit of time, myself, Martina Britt Yelverton, the brand master, would host, especially when the pandemic first hit, I would host weekly Mindset on Mondays or Teach You Something Tuesday, Watch Me Work Wednesdays. Not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but I would go in and I would host those calls to help people, kind of understand what was coming with the pandemic and how important it was to go ahead and get yourself established online like now, giving you some points and, making sure that you guys were really aware of how important it was to go ahead and set your virtual platform, into play, because here we are. And I think we started those very early on in 2019, just giving you some information. And I think by the time the pandemic hit, I was pretty consistent with that through the year of 2020, right? And guys, here we are closing out. Well, we're midway through 2021. It's still here. There are still a lot of virtual platforms. People still do not have a plan of action together, and they have no way to measure what it is they're trying to do. And one of the quotes you see on here says, remember that what gets measured gets met. Okay? So how can you adequately and accurately track what it is that you're doing if you're not measuring the progress of what it is or what the end result is that you are trying to meet? That is the whole goal and purpose of measuring it, so that you can meet the expected end. And so I was able to open up and at least give people the acronym of SMART for the SMART goals, and that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, right? However, we didn't break down in each of these sections the way I would have liked for us to have done. So if you have not had an opportunity, go ahead and grab this. And before I do that, let me do it this way. Let me copy it myself. And let me drop the link directly into, while it's streaming there, let me go over here to the comments and let me drop the link directly in here so you guys can copy and save, and so that you guys can go ahead and click it and have it open up in another window, and go ahead and run that print now so you have it, or run the print afterwards. Either way, my goal is that you have this information so that you can utilize it. So Facebook is giving me an error message that for some reason is not posting publicly to the Facebook page, but the link is smartgoals.martinabrityovichin.com. Y'all should know that if you've been following me for some time and you are coachable, teachable, trainable, you understand almost every link that I will give out will be the link for the specific topic, .martinabrityovichin.com. Why? Because I am the brand. You are the brand, right? And if you hadn't heard this specific quote before, we were all born sole proprietors, okay? That social security number that we were given literally is your ticket to all the wealth that you seek, as long as you get the right mindset, the right training, and you go ahead and implement any and everything that you learn, you will be successful in the end. I want to do a very specific quote, and if you don't write anything else down, And I might have to type this up and put this in here. But if you don't write anything else down tonight, because you are a money maker, therefore you are a note taker. Note takers are money makers. Write this down, and I'm going to say it slow. And then for those of you who are watching live, once you have written it down, I want you to type into the text, I wrote it down. You ready? Here we go. You are more than you think you are, period. I'm going to say the whole thing, and then I'm going to backtrack it and say it slowly. You can do more than you think you can do, period. And when you step into your real identity, you will have more than you currently have, period. That's Myron Golden. If you have not had an opportunity to watch this individual, I will give you information on how you can get access to him. But I'm going to say it slow now, and then we'll get over into the SMART goals. Yes, SMART, S-M-A-R-T, goals.martinabrittyoverton.com. See, yeah, you coachable, teachable, trainable. You knew that was going to be the rest of the link to Sheila. Yep, smartgoals.martinabrittyoverton.com. So I'm going to say the quote again so you guys can jot it down. You ready? You are more than you think you are. Period. You can do more than you think you can do. Period. I'm serious, you guys need to write this down. And when you step into your real identity, you will have more than you currently have. It's so simple. It's so simple. That quote, that statement, that comment, what's going on, Carter? So good to see you. That comment, that statement is by Myron Golden, okay? M-Y-R-O-N-G-O-L-D-E-N. And if you go over to YouTube and you type in Myron Golden, David Shands, S-A-N-D-S, Shands, like ands, you will be able to watch his social proof, and you will see your mind's going to be messed up. Your mind's going to be messed up. But I tell you, you must watch that video. So I'm going to say it again because I need you guys to be coachable, teachable, trainable, and do what I'm asking you to do. Write this down. Even when you catch this on the replay, comment in the comments, I got it, once you've written it down. I'm going to say it one more time. You are more than you think you are. Yes, you are. You are more than you think you are. You can do more than you think you can do. And when you step into your real identity, you will have more than you currently have. And that's from Myron Golden. So I need you guys to write that down. I don't care if you got to click on the light, grab a tissue, grab a napkin and a crayon, some eyeliner, something. Write that down. Because when you go back and understand the simplicity of it, it's really going to blow your mind, okay? So that is the crux of why a lot of people don't have what it is that they are trying to have. Thank you so much, Carter, for jotting that down, being the first one to jot it down and write that you got it. So I got some for you. We're going to get to the end. Thank you so much, Sheila Mack, for writing that down. Guys, I kid you not, it is so eye-opening. You are more than you think you are. You can do more than you think you can do. And when you really step into your identity, your real identity, you will have more than you currently have. Okay, so let's talk about these SMART goals, because I kid you not, a lot of startup or struggling entrepreneurs, the reason they're struggling is because they don't understand the simplicity in writing out the plan, and they don't understand the simplicity in reverse engineering their goals or their dreams or their wants or their desires. You have to reverse engineer that, okay? And I learned this from Dr. Eric Thomas. I attended his event back in, I think it was 2016 16, don't quote me on the year, but I do know that it was April of that year. And we had a Breathe University brunch, a very small gathering at one of our Breathe University members' home. Walked in the door. As soon as I rang the doorbell, opened the door. When the door came open, Dr. Eric Thomas was standing there. We were wearing like t-shirts, and he immediately unzipped his jacket and showed me his t-shirt. And when he turned around to, usher me on into the house, someone was standing there with a camera, and they captured the picture. I'll find it and I actually post it. But I was there at that meeting with him, and it was an amazing meeting. But one of the things that he said to me was basically that saying that we hear all the time: when the student is ready, the teacher will show up, or however you flip that whole statement. That is exactly, what has happened. I kid you not. One of the things that he said is that, we're struggling, or we don't understand, what it is that we're trying to do, because we haven't reverse engineered the plan. You want to be wealthy, or you want to have a lot of clients or customers, or you want to have, great success, but you haven't reverse engineered and walked it back to ensure that you measure each step of the way so that you end up at your goal. That's why we're just starting up and never moving on to the next level, or that is why we're struggling as entrepreneurs. Okay, so I want to help you guys with that. One of the things you guys have seen me do a lot, and that is the Momentum Planner. So if you ever need to get a copy of the most recent Momentum Planner, you're available to go to momentum.martinabrittyelverton.com. I have the link for that available. I'll pull that one up briefly, as not to confuse you. That's not what we're talking about tonight, but I want to make sure that I do have that one available. So I'm scrolling down here to see. There you go. So I'll pull that one up very briefly for you guys to see on the screen. This is the one that I have available for Momentum. If you ever need to get caught up, if you lose your copy, every year this will update, and it will give you a breakdown on how to plan almost like for the entire year. It has 4 quarters on it. You can break that down, and then I believe the one that I have set up will walk you through each specific quarter. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. I just want you to have access to that when you want to go beyond how to reverse engineer your goals, okay? So let's talk about these SMART goals. You must set a specific goal. I like to give myself organization by going through each one of these 7 steps, and I hope you can see them on the screen. Yeah, I have that screen up. Each one of these 7 steps, and then breaking down my own clarity of what the S-M-A-R-T is for each specific step. So we're going to do this by example. You must set a specific goal. So whatever your specific goal is, you're going to write that out. So your acronym at the top says specific is the S. So let's say my goal, one of my goals is to have 9, which I got a feeling I'm only going to meet my goal of 7, but to have 9 books released before December 31st, 2021. You guys know that I already have 6, 30 days. It's amazing when you've written books and you can't remember the names of them all, so you have to take your time to go through them. I tell you, when you guys get here, you're going to be amazed at how great this is. 30 days, okay. Youth Lifestyle Training, Women Crushing Media, my co-authored book where I assisted Worthless, Women Crushing Mediocrity, You Are Enough, Unleashing Your Undeniable Impact, Start Now. So that's 7. So I have 2 more that I'm looking to try to get released before December 31st, 2021. And that's the brand new formula. And that is, and I haven't titled that last one yet, but it's going to be an affirmations journal. Okay. And then I'll have 9. So if I were trying to fill this out, I would say under number 1, you must set a specific goal. Specific is going to be 9 books released by December 31st, 2021. Make sense? Okay. Measurable. Okay. So I'm trying to measure, we've gotten this amount completed, and the goal I want to set is by the 31st, I want to have at this state, it will be 4 left because 5 are out. Unleash Your Undeniable Impact should be out around the first week in November. Start Now should be released by the end of November, the beginning of December. Brand new formula. I'm telling you, it might make it in 2021, and then the affirmations journal. So measurable, I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to try to get in. Achievable? It's achievable. Of course it's achievable. You could release a book a month if you wanted to. So is it achievable? Yes, I'd write the yes in there. Is it realistic? Yeah, for me, it's realistic. Yes. Okay. Is it timely? Yes, because at the end of every year, an individual is looking forward to what's coming for the coming year. What are they trying to do? You know, they're trying to get their affirmations together. Most people start to reach out to me right around November, December, when they're really realizing they're starting a new year and they're trying to create a brand. So that is a great time to be releasing the brand new formula. Start now. Same thing. Letting people know that they need to start now with what they have and where they are. Timely? Yes. Okay. And then that fourth one in there, unleash your undeniable impact, absolutely timely. So do you see how I'm breaking down my specific goal? What's going on, Trevor? So good to see you. How I'm breaking down my specific goal, and I'm breaking it down and saying, is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it realistic? And is it timely? Does that make sense to everybody? If so, let me know. Yes, that makes sense. And you guys can follow how I'm saying whatever your specific goal is, how you're going to break down each little part of it, okay? So then, and again, let's move on to number 2. You're measuring out your clarity or your understanding of each individual thing, breaking it down as large or as wide or as far as you need to break it down. But the point is, if you don't get anything else from this, number 1, you need to get that you need to write it down, okay? Period. It's something about saying I wish or I want or I could try to do something versus literally writing it down, writing out the plan and putting it into action. There's energy behind writing, okay? 2, you must have a specific time to achieve it. It's really overreaching for me to try to finalize 4 books as well as 3 speaking engagements, as well as teens that just started high school who are now virtual. I mean, so many things are going on, acquiring a home, moving into that home, so many things. So is there enough specific time to achieve this goal? And then I would break down the SMART, the S-M-A-R-T for whatever the time frame is that you're trying to achieve the goal, and write it out as much as you need to write it out. Even if you're not following the S-M-A-R-T for this, when you have 5 lines, you can write out the specific time that you need to write out to meet that goal. Got it? Moving on to number 3, you must write it down, period. There's energy in writing. There's like a request, and I don't like to use this word often, but it's like a summoning. It's like you're requesting from not only yourself, but from the universe to get behind what it is you're trying to do when you write it down. Okay, so write it down. Let's move on. Number 4, develop a plan. I kid you not, guys. You would not go from the West Coast to the East Coast or in reverse without a plan. You know, when you're trying to travel, you're going to need what? Your clothing, you're going to need your money, you're going to need your phone, right? You're going to need your phone for multiple purposes, but you're going to need a vehicle or a train or a plane or a boat or however there are certain things that you're going to need to make the trip happen. All right. There are things that you're going to need. So you're going to develop a plan to make sure that all of that comes into play. And the best way that I say to do it, and let me use my girl Steph as an example, when she was getting ready to leave to go on her birthday trip this past weekend, she had everything laid out and she was packing and everything. And she looked at me and she said, okay, walk me through packing. And I said, okay. Brush your teeth, wash your face. She said, no. I need to know if I have everything in my bags. And I said, I know. That's what I'm doing. Wake up. Do you have clothes on? Do you have like a nightgown? Do you have your head wrapped? When you wake up, you go brush your teeth, you wash your face. And I started walking through her entire routine of at least one day. And she was able to see, I don't have my makeup packed. You see what I'm saying? So we were developing a plan basically by walking through each and every step of what she was needing. And she was realizing, as I was saying, what her day would look like, some of the things that she hadn't put in her bag for her trip. Okay. So this is what I mean by something as simple as leaving for a trip. Walk through that entire thing so that you know that you have everything that you need. All right. So develop a plan. Now you guys can convert this, and if somebody wants to throw in like a statement or one of your goals, then maybe we could kind of reverse engineer that specific goal and try to track it back so I could help you see what it would look like. That would be great. All right. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep going in the vein of these different scenarios that I have until one of you throw one of those in there. All right. So number 5, decide what price you are willing to pay. Let me tell you something about this one. Now, I am sort of so glad right now that Grey's Anatomy is like on a hiatus. And if it has come back, do not let your girl know, because I'm going to get all off balance trying to figure out when I'm going to fit that into my schedule. Because my kids will tell you, I think Grey's Anatomy has 17 seasons. Your girl is not late on one single season. I have yet to miss a season of Grey's Anatomy. So many other programming is out here. A lot of it I don't pay attention to, but I don't miss Grey's Anatomy. Okay. And so with regards to that, I knew even when I was taking appointments for business, I would not take an appointment on a Thursday night, not at 8 o'clock, not from 8 o'clock to 9:15. Why I say 9:15? Because I needed that 15 minutes afterwards to kind of lose my mind about the episode. Obviously, to reconnect with the kids and make sure they were straight before they went to bed or whatever. But they knew if it was Thursday night, if they came bouncing around that corner and into my room and it was a commercial on, they could talk. They could be mid-sentence and the show would come on and they would know to zip it and walk out of the room. Like, it was that bad. Okay. Yes. Grey's Anatomy. Grey's with an E. Grey's Anatomy. I was not playing about my Grey's Anatomy. Okay. So I'm looking at the time frame now. August. I got a feeling it's getting ready to come back in September, even though they said final season. Anyway, so I had to decide that no other programming was of any importance to me. You could have my son. Well, let me not say Sunday nights because I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta for quite a while. Although I would go catch the replay of that. It wasn't that serious for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I kid you not. I committed any other night that I needed to do something except for Thursday night. I was not giving up on Thursday nights, period. And the only time you could get it on a Thursday night is if it went after the season finale through the season premiere. You could probably get me on a Thursday night if I wasn't trying to go to Netflix and rewatch whatever, the season was, just to keep my Thursday nights for that. So decide what price you're willing to pay. That was the only night you couldn't mess with me. I would have any other time available for you. In that, I also had to decide, one of the things I would do before I went to sleep is sometimes I get on my phone and I would play the Spades app, because if I'm playing Spades, and your girl hate to lose, if I'm playing Spades on the app, my brain wasn't thinking about designing. I wasn't creating, and I could fall asleep. Now, of course, my partner on Spades would be mad, but literally sometimes that's the only way that I could go to sleep at night. However, one of the prices that I was willing to pay was and it was bad because I would do the same thing with canasta, and I'd be sitting there playing canasta, like falling asleep and waking up because I love canasta that much. I finally took the canasta app off my phone. Now, it may be small to some of you. You may be looking at this like, is she serious? She's giving up an app on her phone. That's a price she's willing to pay. That's how bad it was. So I took the apps off my phone. And what I decided to do was, instead of using those apps to fall asleep at night, because I'd be sitting up there playing and an hour will go by and you hadn't fallen asleep, which was the purpose, you're busy being competitive. So what I decided to do was take the apps off my phone, put a headset or earpiece in, and I started listening to meditation music and to affirmations to allow myself to go to sleep at night. Because anytime I would just lay there, I would be designing and thinking and crunching numbers and reverse engineering plans in my head, and I'd be wide awake till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Right. So one of the prices I was willing to pay was I took all the game apps off my phone and I actually started listening to meditation music and affirmation Les and Bob Proctor and Zig Ziglar and Earl Nightingale and all these different things. And I started listening to books. Audible is my best friend. Plus, I can write my Audible off because there are no books on my Audible account except for education and training. And I would listen, like I've listened to Think and Grow Rich is a Black Choice, Dennis Kimbrough, probably about 15, 20 times, the entire book. Those are the things that I would listen to allow myself to fall asleep at night. And let me tell you, my creativity, when I would wake up, my energy, when I would wake up, my mindset, when I would wake up was wonderful. What's going on, Christian Lynn? It's so good to see you, sis. That is what I would listen to when I would go to sleep. So when I would wake up, I'd be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So I had to give up the gaming apps on my phone in order to get to that level of creativity. So you have to decide what price you are willing to pay. I also made a mind shift with regards to how I deal with my kids and school right now. Because right now they're virtual, okay? And because they're virtual, a lot is going on with the education system right now because of the pandemic. But then also I had to come to clarity with regards to what's really needed during their middle school, right? Because to me, what was more important during their middle school years was the fact that they had to create relationships. Both of them, my teens, are a year and a half apart. So they're going through this whole teening thing and, puberty and friends and, dealing with their own emotions and everything going on with them. So to me, middle school and the grades was not the first priority. So the price I was willing to pay was getting over saying, you got to get an A, you got to get an A, you got to get an A, while they were still trying to figure out, like, why is some stuff growing? Why am I feeling this way? Or why is this person treating me this way? Why do I care about it so much? I had to focus more on, let's get through the emotion. Let's unpack that. Let's deal with that. Let's work through that. Let's not worry so much about the A. You know what I'm saying? And so now that we're getting ready, and it worked like a charm, because I promise you, the teachers would call me with, your daughter is, or your son is, and I'd be like, okay, are they still sane? Have they not gone and done some of the crazy things that other teens are doing at this age? Okay, let's consider that, a joy. Can they get a medal for that? Can they get a grade for that? Can we congratulate the fact that they've made it through these extremely trying times that we're dealing with, as well as everything because middle school is cruel. You know what I'm saying? So I had to decide the price that I was willing to pay to being so harsh on their grades or whatever, and to be more mother nurturing, let's work on your actual craft outside of the grades. Okay. And I was able to get an entire brand launch for my daughter for her birthday and get her business set up. And the same for my son, things that are going to be far more important once they leave schooling. Myra Golden will talk to y'all about schooling too, but I'm not even going there. You get what I'm saying? So you must decide what price you're willing to pay to get to your goals and dreams, to get to the expected end, to get to whatever it is. And it could have nothing to do with kids for you all, but for me, that's what it was. It was, sacrificing some of the gaming to really get to my goals, sacrificing, what I grew up with, grade, school, and making sure that their emotions and all of that was in check. So I'm just using one or two items to help you understand this is not just about money. This is not just about your business. This is about your life. Okay, so don't leave out those things, those personal things, those husband-wifely things, those parenting things, those you being a child raising, a seasoned mother or father that's aging, that's going through something. Don't leave any of those personal goals and dreams out of what you're trying to do. This does not say you must develop a plan for your business goal. We're talking about your goal, period. Okay, even beyond that, because I know I spent a little bit of time on that, but I need for you guys to understand the unpacking of that. So let's go on to number 6. Hope this is good for you guys. Thank you so much, Christian Lynn. I'm glad you're enjoying where I'm trying to get you to go, because most people are so focused on business and money, like I have been. Trust me, you guys are not alone, that you're leaving out some of the other aspects that are contributing to the load of stuff that's on your plate. You're trying to figure out maybe why your business isn't moving ahead, and it's because you're still living life. You're still being a parent. I used to beat myself up for that all the time. Like, why is my business not further ahead? And it's because my family is first, i.e. the name of the business. So yeah, that's why the business hasn't grown to having a full staff or having a whole building. None of that has ever been my goal. My goal has been to be able to provide food on the table and be able to be at home with my kids, period. And now that they're older, my goals and my dreams are way far exceeding. Now it's a little bit more about how many more people can I help and serve to then eventually help them put more food on their table. And then in return, I'll be able to put more food on my table. Zig Ziglar says, if you help enough people get what they want, by default, you'll get what you want. So I say I selfishly serve as many people as I can to help them get where they're trying to go so that I can get where I'm trying to go. Okay, and that's it. Boom. Exactly. Let's sip tea on that. Right. So you must see, number 6, you must see, think, and work on your goal every day. So the example I used in the meeting when I was actually speaking on this topic, what I actually said was, people who work a job 40 hours a week usually work 5 days a week. 5 of the 7 days they're at work, so they're thinking about work. 2 days they're off work. But during those 2 days where they're off work, on one form or another, they may do something, think about something, see something, or work on something that is from their full time. It just happens, right? So my comment was, why not ensure that you're seeing, thinking, and working on something every single day that's 100% about you, your goals, and your dreams? If you can go to work and work 40 hours plus 5 days a week, sometimes 7, that's the plus for somebody else, don't you deserve and aren't you deserving enough to have someone, yourself, work on your own goal and dream every single day? 9 to 5 is about somebody else. 5 to 9, at the very least, should be about you. Okay? So that's what I mean by figuring out a time, a place, and a way to work on your goal every single day. Consistency is what builds that cash. Okay? And then finally, you must have accountability in relation to your goal, right? Your little bitty people, if you say y'all gonna go on a vacation X amount of time, they will hold you accountable to going on that vacation that amount of time. Yes or yes. Will they not? They will not miss a beat and letting you know. So no different than when you say you're going to write a book. You need to have an accountability person checking in on you. The example that I used when I was speaking on yesterday, what I actually said was, once I told Mr. Gerald W. Parker that, okay, I'm jumping back into this thing, I'm actually going to build. But let me tell you how I'm going to build. I'm a brander. I'm an educator. I'm a workshop trainer. I'm not a rah-rah. I'm not everybody get up and shout and dance. I'm not the spirit filled in this place. I'm not a motivator. I'm not an inspiration. I'm not either one of those. What I am is an educator. I like to work by plans, work by routines, give you a blueprint, tell you how something works, work through the plan of how it works, give it to you, make it work for you. That's who I am. I'm not this rah-rah person. And so in order for me to build this business the way that I need to build it, I need the details. I need the plans. And I need to be able to work through something so that when I give it to someone, they know what they're doing with it. That's just how I work. Not that I'm in my own way, not that I can't learn to do something else, because I'm coachable, teachable, and I'm trainable without a doubt. But I need you to know my heart and where I'm best at so I can serve with my best. Now you tell me what you see you can use in that. And he was like, I don't know nothing about this, this, and this. That's your lane. I'm going to put you in charge of that, and I'm going to let you rock and roll with it. I'm going to let you run with it until the wheels fall off. That's all I needed. Now, he holds me accountable. He calls me, if not every day, every other day. Have you done? Is this in place? How's it going? I call him. I gave you a list. Did you do this, 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 and this? How's it going? Were you able to post this? Were you able to do this? Here's the information I sent you for that. How is that going? Right now, I have to check in with him again tomorrow to make sure he got his headshots done, because we're looking at expanding his brand, but we need some headshots. I know you guys, if you know who I'm talking about, Gerald W. Parker, y'all done looked at the same image forever. I said the same thing to Terrence Hawkins. Headshots. You need some new headshots. I said, if you don't know who that gentleman is, Terrence A. Hawkins, EA, is the enrolled agent with the IRS of the century, okay? He is the premier tax preparer in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm telling you guys, awesome dude. Both of them, amazing. Millionaire residual ring earners, amazing men. They got one picture. One professional picture. There's nothing I can do with that same one picture. So I hold them accountable. Go get your headshots. Go get this. Go get that. Make sure this is in it. That is in it. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Have someone hold you accountable so you can get to your expected end. What get measured gets met. How you find that out about yourself? Took a test or just personality? I'm going to pop this question up if you don't mind, Christian Lynn. And then you can expand on it a little bit more. So I'm gonna figure out, how did you find is what I'm thinking. How'd you find? Yeah, that S is right by that day. How'd you find that out about yourself? Did I take a test or just my personality? Let me know specifically what you're asking, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. So literally, hold yourself accountable to someone else so that they can hold your feet to the coal so you can move along and get to the expected end. Okay. You got to have that done, because if not, you will forgive yourself over and over and over again. Oh, that's just you. Oh, that's just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're doing your best, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I still didn't meet the goal. I still didn't get to the expected end. I still did not get it done. I did not get it accomplished, and you will beat yourself up. However, if you know you're accountable to somebody else, you know you got to go report what you didn't do to somebody else. You don't ever want to do that. So you'll work harder to get it done. Trust me. Sheila was getting on me when she initially would call me and I wouldn't answer the phone, or I wouldn't respond, or I would respond in a text, because I respond in text, but I wouldn't answer the phone. She was like, you don't never answer your phone. I finally told her, no, I don't, because my phone tells people, number one, my phone is my business line. Okay. And yes, even though she was calling about business, it's my business line, but my phone tells you make an appointment with me. It also tells you, or I respond to you and say, just text me whatever it is, and I'll text you back an answer. Because if I'm not on a call, or I'm not recording a live, or I'm not spending time with my kids, I can pick up my phone and answer your question really quickly. But she would get on me like, you don't never answer your phone. I was like, nope, I sure don't. Most times I don't even know people are calling, because I'll leave my ringer turned off, and I'll show you guys. Click, I'm gonna pull it down, scroll on, pull it down, and you all will see. I don't know if you can see that, but you see up there at the top, that little blue button, the one next to it is not blue. That's my ringer. It's off all the time. I intentionally, purposely do not have my ringer turned on. Why? Because my voicemail tells me, my phone will ding if you text me, but it will not ring. Why? Because she thought it was extra special. Everybody's special. You're all special, right? But yeah, I had to, because my phone rings off the hook nonstop. And if I stay on my phone, I can't serve my clients. I can't help my kids, because I'm on my phone constantly fielding and answering questions. However, what I do have on my phone are ringtones or contacts. If my sons call me, it will ring through, because there's a thing I have checked. It will ring through. If you are a brand master retainer client, meaning you are retaining my services every single week or every single month, I have that set on your name, and it will ring through, even if my ringer's off. Now, it won't for do not disturb, but it'll ring through during the day. Other than that, my phone could ring all day and I would never hear it, because I have to be able to concentrate, make sure my clients, what they need is getting done. So I hope that answers that. If there was a question answered, I might have just went on a rant. Okay, let me answer. I think you were saying something about the type of person you are, rah-rah person versus not. Oh, okay, yeah. So no, I didn't take a test. Yes, it is somewhat my personality, but Sheila's on here and she'll tell you, I don't care when I speak, even right now speaking, I'm still sort of nervous because I'm always wondering if what I'm conveying to my watchers or to my people is actually getting through, because I care so much about your success that sometimes it hinders what I'm saying, because I know sometimes rah people get people moving, get to their emotions and get people moving. And because I'm not a rah person, I feel like sometimes I'm not getting through to them. However, when I look at my client retention and when I look at my client success, when they do what I tell them to do, that's when I know I am getting through. And I realize I didn't have to be a rah person to get through. When I see my clients going out there and doing what I taught them and trained them to do, and they're having success, that's when I realized I did not have to be a rah person to help them, have success. Oh, we about to pour lighter fluid on it now, because I've opted in and I've got some tools in place, and I'm running a new schedule that's going to break here in the fourth quarter and probably flood the world in 2022. And a lot of it is done via automation, because I'm creating it in a way where you don't have to worry about what it is that you're doing, if it's going to work or not. I've already shown you that it'll work. Now I'm trying to figure out how to make it work even faster, even at a higher rate. My goal initially is to help people understand who they are, what value they have, and where they can take it. So to help them visualize first, then help them organize, and then help them monetize. So I may not be this rolling in dough millionaire person that can just pop dollars all the time. I can pop clients all the time. I've been at it 13 years, right? I've been at it 13 years helping people, but I've also had some very hard-headed clients who just wouldn't do what I've told them to do. They've had success, but they wouldn't do what I've told them to do. However, it's funny when I see some of the things they are doing, I'm like, so you are doing what I told you to do. How would I know it if you didn't send it to me and show me that you did it? Right? So I'm thinking they're not doing it, but when I go out there and follow them and look at their stuff, I see they're doing it and they're having success, right? I love that you are able to doing a great job. Can't wait. Y'all are probably like, what is she saying? I'm sorry. Let me throw some of these up on the screen. So let's backtrack. Christian Lynn had asked here. All right. And then I asked her to explain a little bit more. And then she said, here, I think I said something about the type of person you are, not a rah-rah person versus, nope, not a rah-rah person. And then she said, this here that I love, that you're able to articulate that about yourself. Very nice. You're doing a great job. Can't wait to watch the replay. Your message is very clear. Thank you. Makes me want to search and know. Great. That's good. That's good. Thank you for that. Because I'm not a rah-rah person. I'm not a motivation. I'm not an inspiration. I'm just going to tell you what I've done, what I know can work when people do it consistently. I like for people to really visualize first what it is they're trying to do. So when they actually start doing something, they can see all the pieces fall into place, and then they can know and they can feel more confident about what it is that they're saying or doing, because they've repeated it in their mind and in their head so many times that it, like, and this is even before I got my hands on Gerald Parker. This story that this man says, he says it almost verbatim, word for word. And that's because, number one, it's his authentic self. Number two, he said it so much. And number three, he believes it. So there's no doubt that that's him and that's who it is, and that's why it works. You have to be that about whatever your focus is. Authentically you, repeat it, doing it over and over, and just being, I'm telling you, being exactly who it is, believing that it will work, and it will work. Okay. So those are the 7 steps that I really did not get an opportunity to go deep in the meeting to get people to understand. But it's very important that you understand, number one, writing stuff down. And again, what gets measured gets met. And the only way you know it is if you wrote it down. I'm not talking about digitally type it up, because you can change that. You can say, oh, I was going to do 3 things today and do 1, and then you can go back and change it and say, I was going to do 1 thing today, do that 1 thing, and then check it off like, yay, I did it. No, When you write it down in the black and white, it's down. When you go and change it from, oh, I was going to do 4 things a day, and you erase it, mark it out, and you make it one thing. Yay, I did one thing. You know you did that. The paper tells you did it. You see what I'm saying? You got to write it down. You know what I'm saying? And so just to run back through these real quick, because I'm always at my Setup Sunday hour mark. Number 1, you must set a specific goal. Number 2, you must have a specific time to achieve the goal. That's why you reverse engineer. I know if I'm trying to get these books done by December 31st and tomorrow is the 30th, I know I have September, October, November, 3 months, 90 some odd days, 91 or 92 days to get 4 books completed. Hello, you must write it down. The only way I'm going to get 4 books completed is if I write down the plan of every single book. Write it down so you can see it and know what you have to do. Develop a plan. This many chapters this week, this many chapters that week, this many chapters this week. You see what I'm saying? What is the plan of how I'm going to get through those amount of chapters in this 4 weeks? Develop the plan on how you're going to do each one. Decide what price you're willing to pay, what TV show you're going to cut out. If you're trying to meet a weight goal, what food you're going to cut out. And if you're trying to make an exercise goal, what time you're going to cut out doing something else that keeps you from exercising. You know what I'm saying? What spiritual goal, how many of the books of the Bible are you going to meet? How many prayers are you going to, what is the goal? What are you going to cut out in order to add this in? That's what I'm trying to say. See, think, and work on it every day. Every single day. Get you a notebook. This is what I told my mentee. Don't know if she did it. Don't know where she is with it. Get a book. In that notebook or in that journal, this is another reason I know I need to do the affirmations journal, because the affirmations journal needs to have 365 pages. That's it. I needed to have exactly 365 pages. I don't care when you started, whatever day you started on, you got 364 more to get to the end. You need to write down and be doing something every single day. Can you imagine how thick that book will be with your creative thoughts and ideas when you get to the next year? That's another reason you write it down so you can see the accomplishment. Anyway, and you must have accountability. Go ahead and hold yourself to having that person calling you and you call someone else, and you continue to hold someone else accountable just like you're being held accountable so you can get to the expected end. Again, money flows to value, not vision. You keep hearing people talk about having a vision. No, you need to seed. You need to sow. You need to give value, because money will flow to value what you give, what you seed, and what you sow. And this is what I like to say with regards to requesting things from God repeatedly. He's going to give you the water. It's up to you to actually use the water to water the seed that you've sown. If he gives you water and you haven't sown no seed, what are you watering? Okay? You must sow a seed because he will give you the water. But you must use the water to water the seed that you sown so you'll have a harvest. It's so simple. Okay? So, in the words of Martina Britt-Yelverton, make a decision to keep making a decision. Someone somewhere is waiting for you to do what you have been purposed to do so they see that they can too. That is my time for tonight. I'm determined to be off of this thing before 60 minutes. If anybody has one question, they can ask that one question so I can meet my expected goal of being off this stream tonight in 60 minutes or less. Go. Ready, set, go. While you guys are possibly getting that typed up, I'm going to run this one more time. So if you guys need to go and grab that worksheet, you can grab that worksheet right there. That's the one I meant to run. Run that across the bottom. And if I see no questions coming in, I'm going to call it a night because I'm going to meet my goal of getting off of here. So I will be starting up the sessions again. Haven't decided if I'm going to start the sessions up in September or not, or if I'm going to do October, November, and December. Thank you and good morning. Yeah, I know I'm going to be on here. I'm trying to get off in this last 1 minute so I can have the last one out. But yeah, I'm going to try to check my schedule out and see if I'm going to start up the mindset on Mondays, to teach you something Tuesdays, to watch your work Wednesday, and then the freedom or financial Friday. Probably in just a setup Sunday. I'm going to leave my Thursdays and my Saturdays open. We'll see if I can get it in. If not, not. But thank you guys for sticking and staying, getting this information tonight. Go and grab your worksheet. It is smartgoals.martinabrityoverton.com. And if you're ready to go to the next step with regards to your SMART goals, then go ahead and go to momentum.martinabrityoverton.com. Print all of these worksheets out and get it written down. Habakkuk 2:2 says, and this is my interpretation of it, write the plan so what? They can run and tell that. That's my time for tonight. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.